This is Brent with Steadfast Peace. I've been thinking a lot lately about over the last 6 years, 8 years, 8 years, where I was single and I spent a lot of time growing in Christ and spent a few years not dating, then dating, and just thinking how much I have grown and then thinking about my past, how I would hear from God, to do something, but I didn't do it, or I got impatient, did things knowing I shouldn't have done, and it just, led to more trouble or more struggles in my life. And so over the last 6 years, I just really focused on growing and getting better at it. And then about a year ago, got into a relationship and, just thought, I'm pretty solid. She thought the same thing. She's pretty solid in Christ. But, after a few months, we started having arguments and just really struggling with our relationship. And I kept thinking, why is it like this? Why are we going through this? And until, this last couple of weeks, started having revelation. Well, I'm feeling disrespect, or I'm feeling unloved by her, and she's feeling the same thing from me. In Ephesians 25, it talks about husbands loving your wife. We need to do that in dating also, but also wives to be respectful of your husbands. And, that's something you want to build a relationship on. And I was just coming from the wrong perspective. I was coming from my perspective. I wasn't thinking about what she's thinking or what she's going through or the hurts from her past and how they affected her now. In this conversation having, what she's revealing to me, she's doing the same thing to me because she's going from her hurts of her past and looking at me. And so she was seeing things I wasn't seeing. I just saw a quote from Joel Osteen: God brought you a person who's 80% perfect. You can either focus on the 80% or the 20%. The choice is ours. No one's going to be perfect on this side of the earth. And everybody's going to feel disrespected at one time or another, even in a relationship or in a marriage, or they're going to feel unloved. But are we willing to look at ourselves and change our perspective and try to put ourselves in their shoes and look at their perspective? And are we able to do that for each other? On the other side of that, it's just like when we came to this revelation and when we started thinking about it, it's like a whole new door opened up, and I could think about things differently, and it just, the joy that flowed in, and just how God has worked in us individually, but how he's worked in us in our relationship. And what I've gone through is I'm not good at communication and not learning, it's hard for me to learn to communicate with somebody. I'm good at doing regular processes, and, I'm pretty good at doing my job because it's following the same steps and doing things. And but outside of that, just normal everyday communication, I struggle with that a little bit, and I struggle with that relationship. And she's asked tons of questions over the last year and just forced me to open up. Sometimes I'd get defensive and crawl in my shell and just but then I'd have to open up and just, I wanted to open up and talk about it, and it just really helped me grow a lot. And we've both done that for each other over the last year, and it's been great. And one of the verses I wanted to read is Ephesians 4:32. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgive each other just as Christ forgave you. And so that, if you're dating and you're single, think about how we're taught, God in the Word in Ephesians 5:25 is, think about loving that person as you love yourself. And then, if you both can do that and you can be respectful of each other, you have opportunity to grow a relationship. I just remember over the last 6 years, you start dating, I don't want that. You start seeing disrespect, start seeing that. I don't want to live like that. But man, when you meet the person that's heart is full of God and you want to grow, you're still going to have those struggles, and it's just learning to communicate with each other and learning to see her perspective, and she's learning to see your perspective and to grow. And it will just help you to grow and for your relationship to grow in the future. I mean, I hope this helps someone. I hope someone is single, or if you're married, you're looking for somebody, or you're looking to heal your marriage, man, just look at their perspective, and then maybe they'll look at your perspective, and it'll be an opportunity for you to grow and get on the other side. God bless and have a great day. Thank you.